micrologically sample the beds. So if it's category A, it's going to have less than 230 E. coli per 100 grams of flesh and nil salmonella in 25 grams of flesh. That's your benchmark. That's the easy one. If you remember one, the others come under easily. A category B is less than 4,600. So remember 230 and then 4,600. So less than 4,600 E. coli per 100 grams of flesh. They're category B. They can't go to market. They then have to go to what's called depuration or cleansing. What happens is you get shellfish cleansing stations next to the beds. So these are harvested, we know the category B. What we do then, we put them into seawater again. This is the cleanest seawater what they come out of. And it's also been treated with UV. The idea is UV would denature the viruses and kill off bacteria. So if we sort of let them filter feed, clean seawater, treat it with UV, then nothing will denature and so on. We leave them in there for about 48 hours. When they leave it, they come with health certificates and paperwork as well, so we know these have been category B treated. Alright? And then the sample then often go off to market. Category C is when we get nearly into the dangerous territory. Less than 46,000 E. coli per 100 grams of flesh. We can't do anything with them. They're too heavily contaminated just to put them into a tank of seawater with UV light. So what do you think we do with them?
Pet food?
Well, we harvest them, but we relay them in better quality seawater. We can't put them into another bed. Now, it may well be that they become a category C for a perfectly understandable temporary situation, weather conditions, etc. You may just say, well, let's just leave them until nature takes its course and clears them up naturally. All right?
What beds that come from then? Does it say in the market or
no?
No,
they won't. They'll have the paperwork.
Right.
We'll come back to that. So what we do, harvest them, pick them up, and plonk them down into cleaner seawater so they come up to a category B standard or an A. When it's coming up to a category B standard, they've done enough self-cleansing, then I can accelerate that process by harvesting them again, put them into my shellfish cleansing, and 48 hours, okay? Category D, nothing happens to them, they're not allowed to be touched. Alright, they're more than 46,000 E. coli, it's too dangerous to touch. So your traceability records are essential. So if you're investigating an outbreak and you're going into trying to follow the chain all the way back to the bed, then you need to ask, Ashton, say, I want to know batch numbers, lot numbers. You touch some fish, You need to know batch numbers, lot numbers, where these things have actually come from. They should, have that full traceability in place. This is not to say like any other food product. These things are probably the most dangerous things, really, in terms of what's on the market. Some sort of, raw, rare, minced beef products, with E. coli 157. All right. So whether it's the razor clams, the oysters, the mussels, all of them have to come from those categories. They're EU graded categories. They're not just a UK thing. They're EU products of animal origin under 853954.
So razor clams, it's the same process as the oysters for the beds, is it?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, they're all filter feeders.
Right,
so
okay.
Everything will go through the whole of that muscular length of the body.
Right,
yeah?
okay.
What about the mussels? So they cooked this in this state here. They cooked.
Yeah, they're ready to go. They're cooked.
That's.
I mean, I can't stand this sort of stuff. If you ever want to go, really want to go, if you want to see mussels and chips and beer, go to somewhere like Bruges. Everywhere it just serves plates of this stuff, mussels with chips and bottles of beer next to it, But I mean, it's not something, Do you eat a lot of mussel?
Yeah. Do you?
You do or you don't with this stuff. Doesn't do anything for me at all. I like my food with horns on it. So, any questions on that?
No.
That's the most important thing. I will not forgive you. I will not pass you if you can't get basic public health stuff right. And bearing in mind, you've got plenty of evidence. So read the executive summary. You don't need to read the whole thing. It's not a big report anyway. But read the executive summary of it. And then that's a very good summary document as well in relation to what coaches have produced on the back of this outbreak as well. Okay. All right. Any questions on that?